So in this life, we have winners and we have losers, all right? But I love all these guys just the same. I'm lying. If you're on the loser list, I'm a little bit upset with you with the whole preseason game. But today we're going to talk about the top 3 winners and losers from the Eagles-Jets preseason. So let's get it.
You want Philly food?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So today, I want to talk about some winners and losers, man. I want to maybe get some people upset, maybe motivate some people. Who knows? But all jokes aside, realistically, if you're on the losers side of this, I'm not saying that your career is over, you're trash. I'm just a little bit disappointed of what happened with the Jets game, and obviously the winners, you surprised me a little bit. So kudos to you. I have no cookies, but I would have gave you one. But before we get into that, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. We are on the road to 4K. We would love for you guys to join that ride. And gas is getting expensive, so we need everybody, to carpool. Let's get this. But let's get right into it, man. So we're gonna start with the winners because I had a good day yesterday. It was my birthday. I'm gonna start this off nice, and then we'll get into the negatives. But we're gonna get into the winners. So Cam Jurgens is going to be the first guy I bring up. I think Cam Jurgens was probably the most obvious guy to bring up. He went crazy yesterday. It's 2 days ago now, but he went crazy against the Jets. Just being in that second level, it looked like we had a mini Kelsey. And I don't think that that's being facetious. I don't think that that's getting too hype, getting too high or low on it. He looked really, really good. Now, it's preseason. It's the Jets. So you put those two things together and, you want to hold your expectations a little bit. But if we can see that from Cam Jurgens throughout this season and throughout his career, I'm really liking what we have. And look, I know that there's no expectation for him to be a starter. The expectation is kind of the opposite, right? We kind of expect him to just be the backup for Jason Kelsey, do what he has to do, learn from a Hall of Famer, right? Because Jason Kelsey is going to be a Hall of Famer. I don't think that there's much question to that. But at the end of the day, that's your job. Just learn behind Jason Kelsey. If, God forbid, something's to happen to Jason, then you step in, you know what I'm saying? And if he steps in and he looks like that, I think all Eagles fans are going to be very, very excited about what is to come with Cam Jurgens. Now, the next person I'm going to go with is going to be Kaiser White. Obviously, Kaiser White had a big... Everybody is going to love the interception. And don't get me wrong, I love the interception. But some of his tackles were just ridiculous. Every time he hit someone, whether it was, eating a block, whether it was taking on a block, whether it was actually hitting the running back, whoever had the ball, whatever it was, every time that man got his hands on somebody, you heard it from blocks away. You know what I'm saying? I miss that pop sound when you listen to NFL games. And that's exactly what you're getting out of Kaiser White. He's not the biggest of guys in the world. I think he's around 211, something like that. 6 feet. He's not like the hugest guy in the world, but he goes in there and he does the dirty work. I know a lot of people were talking about how he's gonna bring our pass coverage to another level at the linebacking position. He obviously got that interception, so that is probably gonna be true. But at the same time, we were able to go see him go out there and have a huge impact on our run defense, and that is something that we've lacked for a long time. Not a guy that can do run defense, but a guy that can do both. Right? I said this last year. We had a lot of guys that can do a lot of different things. Just didn't see anybody really put it all together. So I was happy to see Kaiser White. I think Kaiser White is going to be a dog. I could have put probably put almost all of our linebackers on this list because I was so ecstatic just to see the level of play from our first and second team. Like I really am excited about Nakobe Dean, about TJ Edwards, I'm excited about all these guys, Davian Taylor. I'm excited about all these guys getting out there and getting to show what they can do. We are the deepest we've probably ever been at linebacking position. So it's an exciting time to be an Eagles fan, especially if you're from those times where the Eagles had great linebackers and it kind of fueled our success. So I'm hyped to see Kaiser White home. He deserves this. We deserve him. We love you, Kaiser. We love you. But anyway, so we're going to go on to the third guy. And before I go into the third guy, because honestly, I think there's so many obvious guys I could have picked, right? I'm going to give you 2 honorable mentions. Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was perfect on the day, 6 for 6. If you want to sit there and analyze, play by play, step by step, he shouldn't have left the pocket this early. He shouldn't have done. You can say whatever you want. The end result was perfect on that drive. A great drive from this offense. 6 for 6, 80 yards. Good, really good throws. He read through his progressions. There's a lot to be excited about from Jalen Hurts' first drive. But I just think it's like that's easy pickings. Everybody probably would have picked Jalen Hurts. So that's going to be an honorable mention. Another honorable mention, I did say Cam Jurgens, but Sua Opeta looked really good. So I'm going to be 100% honest with you. He didn't go out there and look like an all-pro or all-world guy, but I didn't expect Sua Opeta to be a guy that I can count on when it comes to starting. And that's not saying he doesn't have the talent. That's saying that I just thought he was still in the project phase. I thought he was still maybe a year or two away from being a solid backup, a solid rotational guy. Well, it's not really a rotate, solid swing guy. I guess that's a better way to say it. But he went out there, and again, it's the Jets. It's the first preseason game. I'm not going to go too crazy, but he looked really good, man. And I'm really excited if he is a guy that can add to that arsenal of talent that we have on that offensive line. Sky's the limit for this offense, man. You know, even through injuries, we saw 2017, Jason Peters gets hurt. You're able to put Big V in there. He's able to do a good enough job to not only get himself like a $40 million contract from the Lions, but to help us win a Super Bowl. So look, I'm not looking for Sua Opeta to go out there and be Lane Johnson or Brandon Brooks or whoever you want to, name from our offensive line. Just go out there, be Sua Opeta that you were yesterday, and I'll be excited. I'll be ecstatic about that. I would be cool with that. Stoutland got another one. If Sua Opeta becomes a starter in this league, there has to be a special haul or just I don't know. I need a specific trophy just for Stoutland. Like, there's nobody I've seen take random people and turn them into all pros, into starting level guys. I can talk all day about Jeff Stoutland. But anyways, let's get back to the list. So now the number 3 guy, another guy that honestly it's easy pickings. His name didn't show up on the stat sheet, right? There's nothing in there about of box score for Jordan Davis, but the plays that he made, the impact that he had on this defense, and the opposing offense was clear as day. I mean, there was one play where he bumped into like 3 guys, pushed like 3 guys back and tripped up their running back. So there's stuff like that. And then not even just that, you're allowing people like Nakobe Dean to run around, who also had a really good play or a couple good plays against the Jets. You're allowing your linebackers to do what they want to do, and that's they want to run free. They want to go towards the ball. When you have somebody like Jordan Davis taking on triple, quadruple, double teams, you know what I'm saying? He's taking on all your offensive line. That leaves a lot of people free. So Jordan Davis is a man amongst boys. I said this on Twitter. This man is way too big. This man is way too fast. This man is way too strong. He's way too good. And the best part of all that is he's a Philadelphia Eagle. So I am through the roof. There's not many people on this list that I'm going to sit here and say, I'm extremely high or extremely low on. Jordan Davis is the guy. Jordan Davis should have been a top 5 pick. And I don't know if a defensive tackle has ever won Defensive Rookie of the Year, but it's about to happen. This man is something different. So I really like what Jordan Davis brought to this defense and what he's going to continue to bring. As long as that man can stay out on that field, sky's the limit, bro. I am so excited about him. Now we have to go on to the loser side, and I feel like losers is a harsh word. They're not winners. We'll say that. They just didn't win. They didn't impress me, right? We're going to start, and this one hurts because I've been very high on him lately, but I have to be 100% honest with you, right? I can't just sit here and just say things nonsensically. I could, but, then let me not get into that. Anyways, the first one is going to be Brent Covey. Brent Covey obviously was playing with Reed Sinnett, so I want to see him with the second team, the first team. But unfortunately, it seems like he tore some ligaments in his thumb or something like that. Somewhere in his hand, he tore some ligaments from Reed Sinnett because he threw a fastball for some reason. Reed Sinnett, just get him off this field. We don't even need to see it. Just let Gardner Minshew play the whole game. I'm good. We understand Gardner Minshew's going to be our backup. Carson Strong was a failed experiment. Reed Sinnett, I'm good. You hurting our players. Didn't look that good. I'm all set on you. But anyways, that's another story for another time. Brent Covey, I really feel, and I still do feel, if he's able to come back from this injury, as long as it's not too crazy, I do feel like he's the one guy that's pushing this wide receiving room. He's pushing the back end of this wide receiving room. We know our top 4, but what's going on with Jalen Reagor? What's going on with a Brent Covey? What's going on with the John Hightower? The list goes on, right? So what's going on at the bottom portion of our wide receiving tier? And with an injury like that, unfortunately, you lose in that preseason game. Availability is the most important ability, especially in the preseason, especially when you are a guy fighting for a roster spot. If Brent Covey doesn't make this roster, I would not be shocked at all. I would actually be surprised in the opposite if he makes this team as a practice squad guy. I would be very shocked if we didn't try to keep him on our practice squad. But then the question comes, is another team going to be, knocking down his door for them to get him? Yeah, there's so many different things. I personally would love to see just Brent Covey get out there and get a real chance with like the twos and get some balls that he can possibly catch that aren't going 400 miles per hour. Reed Sinnett, I'm still upset with you, but it is what it is. I have to put Brent Covey at, number 3. There's really no order of these, but he's the first person I'm gonna bring up. Brent Covey is probably a loser from this Jets game. Now the next one is, I purposely did not bring him up throughout this whole video because I don't know what the heck just happened. I need everybody in Philly to go check your local umbrella store, go check every umbrella on the street, and make sure J-Jaw's not under there because I don't know what the heck happened to J-Jaw. He was listed as number 6 tight end. I don't even think we have 6. I didn't even know we had 6 tight ends, but we had 6 tight ends and he was number 6. He doesn't seem like he's making this roster. There's been reports that he didn't even show up to practice the other day. I don't know what's going on. But he didn't do anything in the Jets game, so you're a loser, in my opinion, in that game. Not you're a loser. That sounds so mean. So I should have thought of something different. But either way, you lost. You are a loser, J-Jaw. I don't know how else to be. I can't be nice about J-Jaw. It's just time to cut ties. And I'm not going to sit here and be rude about it. I'm not going to sit here and be like, you wasted our time, this, that. We should have got DK. We should have got Terry McLaurin. Even though all that's true, I'm not going to say that, right? J-Jaw, it's just time to move on. I don't think you can realistically sit here and justify having him on your roster anymore. That's all I really... I don't have anything else to say. But J-Jaw just got to go. It is what it is. I don't know what the heck's going on with him. If you do, please let me know in the comments. Shoot, J-Jaw, if you watching this, let me know what's going on, dog. You know what I'm saying? If you want to join my fantasy football team or something, that might be the only way you're going to see the field. But either way, now the last person I'm going to talk about is another guy that I was really high. I don't want to say really high on, but I liked him coming out of the draft, right? We obviously got him as an undrafted free agent. I told James in our best of enemies when we were doing a lot of mock drafts, I kept telling him towards the end of the draft, 6th, 7th round, Josh Jobe was a name I was interested in. Now Josh Jobe, I felt like, has physical traits. He has every measurable you would kind of want from the position. Obviously played at a very prestigious school. When he was in school, I felt like this last year was going to be his year. He was going to come out and just show us what he was. He didn't do that. He didn't really play that well. Obviously went undrafted. Now he comes to the Eagles. I was hoping that maybe something clicked. Now you're with, even though he was, I want to say Alabama, you have good coaching over there. I was hoping maybe Denard Wilson could figure something out with him. Doesn't really look like it. He looked he looked bad. He looked bad against the Jets. He was getting beat up. There's really no other way of saying it. Zach McPherson did his thing on the opposite side, who's a guy I could have probably put as a winner of this, preseason game. But he was doing well on the opposite side, and Josh Jobe it felt like he was getting picked on. Whether fair or not. Yeah, that man he couldn't catch a break. So, there's not much to say negatively. There's a lot that he has to work on. We have 12 different cornerbacks, and if you put one bad mark on your grade, right? If you don't turn in that homework once, you're not going to be valedictorian. You have 11 other guys that are fighting for valedictorian, right? You putting in late homework in the form of not playing well in this first preseason game really, really hurts your chances, and this could be the one thing that we all look back at and be like, man, if you would have had a better game that Jets game, we probably would have, signed him. We probably would have kept him. Another guy that I could see going on our practice squad, because there is just the measurables, the skill set is there. I just don't know what happens when the lights are on. It just feels like he takes too many chances. Maybe he doesn't take enough chances. I don't know. I don't get paid to figure that out. But I did see that he did terribly, so he's got to be on my list. So real quick, I'll just go over the winners and losers again. For the winners, I got Cam Jurgens, Beef Jergy, and then I got Kaiser White and Jordan Davis. And then the honorable mentions, I put Hurts and Sua Opeta. Shout out to them. And then the losers, man, I put my guy Brent Covey. Hopefully he doesn't take that offensively. It's the injury. I promise. That's really it. And then J-Jaw, You know, I have nothing to say about that. Josh Joby, another one, you know, I hope he gets it together. So those are my losers. Honorable mention, I'm not going to dishonorably mention anybody, but you guys let me know in the comments, who do you think were winners and losers from this game? I really want to hear and let me know why. But other than that, y'all know what it is. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and we have Best of Enemies tonight. So definitely check in. Peace!
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
Yeah. Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown, touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season here, early time to do 'em in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.